Hi, I'm Ain.
I'm Shakira.
I'm John.
And today we are going to present about submerged fermentation.
Fermentation is a metabolic process that produces chemical changes in organic substrate through the action of enzymes. The activity of microorganisms will produce desirable changes to a foodstuff or beverages. Definition by Frost and Moss 1987. Submerged fermentation is the growth of the microorganism as a suspension in a liquid medium in which various nutrients are either dissolved or suspended. History: 1856, Louis Pasteur demonstrated fermentation caused by a living cell, while for submerged fermentation it started in 1930s. A brief flowchart for all the processes involved in submerged fermentation.
In this process, submerged fermentation is used to produce industrial enzymes, starting by inserting some sort of a vial of the production strain into the flask containing agar medium or some sort of liquid medium. After seed fermentation occurs, the cells are then transferred into the main fermenter where the temperature, pH, and dissolved oxygen they can be controlled to improve the enzyme production. The fermentation process could be batch, fed batch, or continuous process. So the batch and continuous fermentation process are quite common. For intracellular enzyme, the product is released from the cell by cell disruption. For the extracellular enzyme, recovery is done by various chemical treatments of fermentation, followed by removal of biomass using filtration or centrifugation. So after the separation, the enzyme is concentrated by the means of ultrafiltration, diafiltration, or evaporation. After recovering the enzyme, purification is needed and consists of a less expensive unit operation like precipitation, absorption of impurities to resting in a column, or even crystallization where the pure enzyme could be acquired. Finally, the last step is formulation of the enzyme product. The enzyme could be made as a liquid or granular depending on the application of enzyme.
The example of submerged fermentation, it can make a specific product such as citric acid, glycerol, and lactic acid. It also utilizes free-flowing liquid substrates such as molasses, broth, sugar, liquid media, fruit and vegetable juice, and sewage. The picture shows the process of making molasses. The first thing we need to washing and cutting, extracting the sugar juice, clarifying the juice, evaporating and concentrating the syrup, and the last step is storage and bottling. Wash and cut the sugar cane and load it into tunnel-like machine, which is flume. A pump pushes the bead into washer fitted and moves through slicer into thin strips, which is called cassettes. For extracting the sugar, it accomplished in two ways, which is diffusion and milling. Diffusion is the cut stalks dissolved in water. For milling is the stalks passed under successive heavy rollers which need to squeeze the juice out. Then water is sprayed to dissolve the juice. For sliced beet goods, it loaded into cylindrical diffusers that wash the beet juice with hot water. The beet juice is discarded because two fiscal cassettes in the mixer so can absorb more sugar. Of lime and carbon dioxide are added. The juice is piped into a decanter, heated and mixed with lime. Then passed through to carbon filters that produce mud-like substance. Then mud is pumped through the heater and clarifying machine. After mud is filtered out, it's leaving a pale yellow liquid. The juice is pumped into evaporator until dissipates. Then the syrup is concentrated to vacuum boiling. And finally, the sugar is crystallized out of the syrup. Then the syrup is become molasses and it out to the holes in the centrifuge. For storage and bottling, the molasses is taken into large storage tank. Then it is pumped to the bottling machine.
The bioreactor used in submerged fermentation is steel tank bioreactor. Submerged fermentation is really useful in manufacturing industries. It is important for us to maintain and follow the protocols to avoid contamination.
Thank you for listening.